Breaking news, Zcash has just pumped 700% over the last month. So why is Zcash the only crypto that is pumping right now? And why does Arthur Hayes say Zcash is going to soar to $10,000? Which is remarkable because the token's only trading at 371 currently. But most importantly, when Satoshi Nakamoto sat down to write the Bitcoin white paper, why did he mention Zuku Wilcox, the founder of Zcash, also known as one of the original cypherpunks? Let's listen to Zuku in his own words.
Could you kind of tell us, upon the arrival of Bitcoin, what your thinking was? Because you told us about the paper, but I think kind of a little bit more high level, like what this meant to you as you started seeing it take off.
Right. So I read the paper, and like a lot of people who knew too much and had tried and failed, I assumed that this also would fail in some way. Most of the experts, most of the old cypherpunks did the same with the paper when they first saw it. And when Satoshi put up the first web page about Bitcoin, he linked to my blog and to, I think, Wei Dai and Nick Szabo. I think there was 3 links, and I was one of them. And then a little while later, I saw some people actually using Bitcoin. And then I was like, wow, I guess there is something to this. Like, it's been months, it's the Lindy effect. Whatever survives long enough, then it becomes worth paying attention to. I'm like, wow, that thing apparently does work because people are using it for an actual purpose.
So this token has a very well established link to the earliest days of Bitcoin, and right now Bitcoin whales are pouring into Zcash. That's why we're seeing a pump. But how high can a privacy token go relative to Bitcoin? So we're going to look at the numbers and give ourselves a target and say, can $10,000 actually happen? I have a lower target, and I'm about to show you right now. Now, it is a lower target, but it's still a very bullish target, and I can't help but be bullish when you see Grayscale's Zcash Trust. This is Wall Street's method of investing in Zcash. This has just been blowing up lately. They now have over $100 million in assets locked up. But I do want to clear some of the FUD. There's a lot of people anticipating a halving coming up in November. That's not going to happen. There isn't a halving in November. The halving happened in 2024. So I think there's a lot of people just, maybe reporting the year wrong. But the halving happened a little less than a year ago. To me, that can be very, very bullish. When you look at the Bitcoin halving schedule, typically Bitcoin tops out, not including the first cycle, around 500 and some change days after the halving there. So this is 525 days later it found a top, 546 days later it found a top. And right now, so far the top was 539 days later, but I wouldn't be surprised if we end up topping out maybe 600, 700 days later. So let's look at Zcash's date. This was November 23rd, 2024. And so if you go that 500 days from that November date, you're looking at, we might not top out till March, potentially April. But we need to see how high a privacy coin can go relative to Bitcoin. So we're going to see what percentage of Bitcoin's market cap was Monero, and then do that math for Zcash, because now Zcash has passed Monero as the #1 privacy coin. Now, when we look at Monero, it pumps when Bitcoin pumps, and this is the current pump that you see right there. There's the 2021 pump, but we're going to look at this 2017, 2018 pump, look at how big this was compared to Bitcoin, and then run the numbers for today. So going to the historical snapshot, this is going to be, towards the tail end of December in 2017. Bitcoin's market cap was 233 billion. Monero's market cap was 5 billion. So we're going to see what percentage of 233 billion is 5 billion, and then take that percentage to Bitcoin's price today and give ourselves a Zcash target. So we're just going to do the math real simple. We're not going to go into the hundreds of millions or the thousands or the dollars, but 5 billion, as a percentage of 233 billion, it's going to be about 2.1%. Now, if you do the real numbers, comes out closer to 2.2%. So we're going to do that number just to keep the math simple. So Monero was 2.2% of Bitcoin. And so if Zcash were to equal 2.2% of Bitcoin's market cap, what price are we looking at? So right now, Bitcoin's market cap is $2,171 billion. So we're going to do 2.2% of this number, and that should give us a potential target for Zcash's market cap. All right, so the 2 trillion is going to give us a whole lot of zeros, so bear with me here. So this is going to be 2 million. It's going to be 2 billion. This is going to be $2 trillion. Now, so we need to multiply this by 2%. So the way we do that is 0.022. This is the 2.2%, giving us a potential target $47 billion. And so we might see a $47 billion Zcash. Where's Zcash's market cap today? Zcash's market cap is only $6 billion. So how many times can $6 billion go into $47 billion? So just keep it clean. We're going to divide $47 billion by $6 billion. So many zeros here, folks. And you're going to see that is a multiple of 7.8. So again, we're just going to round, make things a little bit easier and say Zcash has potential to 8x. Now, again, the way we get this number is Monero is 2% of Bitcoin, and if Zcash is 2% of Bitcoin, we're going to get an 8x from this current level. Let's just go ahead and clear this out. Multiply that by $371, and this is going to give us our potential moon math here. So multiply by 371. We might see, I don't know about 10K. 10K is a little bit high, but our math right here that we're saying Zcash could easily go to $3,000, $2,968. Now, that might sound a little bit crazy. Let me just show you this chart. Is the last chart I want to show you. When you go to the daily, Zcash has pumps, right? So right now we're passing the previous all-time high set from last cycle. But if you go to 2017, let's go to the 3-day here. Oh man, look at that. 2017, that token was trading near $1,000. But the first day, it's a really insane number I'm about to throw your way here. I hope you're sitting down. The very first day of Zcash trading, this thing wicked up to $30,000. Okay, so by no means is it going to go to 30K. By no means do I think it's going to go to 10K. But with all these Bitcoin whales starting to pour into it, you see the lore of Zuku, the founder, and his cypherpunk OG status there. 3K might be possible, folks. So let me just give you a little bit of a warning. I wouldn't top blast right now, though. The RSI on the 4-hour is starting to cool down. We are starting to see some bear divs starting to form here. So maybe wait for the RSI to come back down, and you'll see where, come back at least below the halfway point here. If you waited here, pretty good entry. Even if you jumped in, the second went lower, went a little bit lower. So we might see a short-term correction. The dips on average, haven't been all that much. I mean, that is 30%. That's fairly significant here. That's 20%. I mean, that's pretty significant here. And if we were to say, let's just say it falls another 20%, you might be able to get in around 307 or so. So I wouldn't, maybe not top blast right now, but if you do see this pullback, there is room for this token to run. So if you're wondering what the deal with Zcash is, why do people like it so much? There you go. Smash that like button and let me know if you think there is a better privacy coin. Or should people just top blast into Zcash? I'm DZ4 Discover Crypto, and I'll see you in your secret private tokens at the top. I want to give a quick shout out to L Bank Exchange. It is my favorite exchange to start trading all of the hottest meme coins and all of the latest altcoins. And over at L Bank, you can do spot trading, or you can do futures perpetuals trading, and we're going to have a link down below as well as a tutorial on the top of our YouTube page. There are tons of features here on L Bank. They have 24/7 customer support, tons of volume, millions of customers, and they're serving over 200 countries. So go ahead, open up an account, deposit some funds, and start your trading journey.